So yeah, welcome everybody back to Fortune Island, and this is going to be the final episode in this playthrough because we haven't got all that much left to do. But one of the main things we've got to do is find the treasure chest, the final 1 out of 10 on this little island here, where this influence board is. I struggled to get it onto it in the previous episode because I really didn't know how to get on there, but I have found a way. So let's proceed to do it and find that treasure chest. So basically there's a bit of land opposite the island that pretty much acts like a ramp, but you need a pretty high certain amount of speed and a good angle of attack to get there, which I don't have. So yeah, it's just basically a bit of trial and error just to get the right angle so you can land on the island, because otherwise you will go into either the water, which you don't want to be doing. So yeah, left a bit, and there we go. Bit of a rollover, but no problem. Right, so let's get it. Have a million credits in the bag.
That's it, Horizon. The Fortune Island treasure hunt is complete. The festival bowls are officially empty. From now on, if you need to borrow money, I know a driver you can talk to.
So there we go, another million, 10 million in total just from this playthrough. I just want to get this influence board. That's there. Really sick because my truck is so large. There we go. Right, so yeah, we're gonna do the dirt races. Oh, we got that Lamborghini as well. That for doing that, I'll show you the car just quickly. It's a pretty formidable looking thing. It's basically a convertible version of the Aventador, which was already a pretty formidable looking car, but lopping the roof off it has certainly made it even more striking. So there you go. Still got the same kind of horsepower and pounds-feet of torque. I'm not sure whether or not it's the same kind of weight, but yeah, looks-wise, it's pretty damn formidable and yeah, pretty quick convertible car as well. So yeah, back to the races we're going to do. We've got some dirt races and a few cross-country races. I'm not sure whether or not we're going to get all of the dirt races in because there's these two over this side, there's these two here, and that's it, I think. But then we also have a cross-country race here, here. Actually, it'd be easier to just go like this. So yeah, these are seasonal, so ignore them. But yeah, we've got these two here, those two there, cross-country there, a cross-country there. But that's actually it. So I think we'll be able to fit all of them in because we're also going to do the Leviathan at the end. So yeah, I'll edit around going from race to race because there's no point in me travelling to each one and boring your pants off. So yeah, the first one's going to be here, and we're going to be in the Rebel TRX for all of them because it's upgraded and it's more than 1,000 horsepower now, and it should make light work of these dirt races and cross-country ones. So yeah, this first one's going to be Woodland Trail, and then we'll move on to each one until we get to the Leviathan. So yeah, see you when we get to this one. So like I said, we're going to stay in the Ram Rebel. It's been upgraded for an Extreme Off-Road Silly Boats episode, and yeah, it was pretty good there. So yeah, considering we're off-road with these races, it should be pretty good here as well. Obviously, driving this upgraded does mean everyone else is upgraded, so whether or not they're going to be as fast or faster than us, we'll have to see. Any of the off-road elements of these races will be made mincemeat out of, considering how well this does off-roading. In terms of visibility though, not very good, especially when the people in front of you are kicking up snow and you can't see the over the vehicle. Through the trees. Short race this one. But as you can see, this car's pretty good on road as well as off road. I'm not sure what we're going to pick for the Leviathan. Because obviously we want something that's good off road, but also quick and agile, but also able to do a long race. This is good at everything, but I fear that we might well lose control at some point, like we did in the Extreme Off-Road Silly Build episode. So I want something perhaps a little bit lighter, that's a little bit more controllable at the limit. Because this is good and everything, but yeah, when you get to the limit, it can oversteer to a point that you can't get control back. Which, like I said, is what we saw in the Extreme Off-Road Silly Builds episode. But nonetheless, let's get moving to the next one. So yeah, I'll see you when we get to this one. Right, so Hilltop Scramble. This might be quite a tight winding circuit, so yeah, with such large vehicles like this, room to manoeuvre is going to be at a limit. Whoa, big jump. Mercedes is being really rather aggressive, especially considering how much larger than it is. Well, this upgraded RAM is really rather good. Pretty much as you'd expect really for a car that's basically been made even better off-road while having more than 1,000 horsepower now, so yeah, there's nothing really it can't do. That it's really got going against it is a bit of understeer and some unpredictability at the limit. This would probably be a little bit more controllable had it a little bit less power, but then it wouldn't quite move as quickly as it does. So it's a little bit of a compromise on that regard. But it's a compromise that seems to work for the most part. You have to remember though, this is the original engine in this vehicle despite having so much extra power. I could have chosen bigger engines or a potentially more powerful V8, but I thought to stick with the original one would be best. And it still gives a fairly reasonable amount of power. While not having to deal with, you know, any extra weight or any inconsistencies between the engine and the other moving parts, so yeah, it seems to be working really rather well. But I still don't really kind of trust it to be as consistent on the Leviathan, because that is where it's a make or break kind of thing, and I want something that I can rely on a little bit more. But yeah, I'll see you when we get to the next race. Right, so now we're moving on to a cross-country one at Westwick. We'll do this one and then we'll do the next cross-country one and then we'll do the final 2 dirt races and then we'll move on to the Leviathan. So yeah. Overall I've been really rather enjoying this Fortune Island DLC. Granted, it's not as in-depth as you might expect a DLC that's supposed to be an expansion of the game. I certainly would have liked, you know, more vehicles or an even bigger map or massively different new events or anything like that, but on the whole, I'm fine with it. More of something the same, but it's still good. It's still, you know, at the end of the day, a good thing. Might not be entirely original, but if it's enjoyable, then that's all that really matters in the context of this game. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. This is a pretty short circuit as well. I just hope that we get something radically different. That is also good. Will the final expansion that should be around be here in a couple of months or so? Oh dear, ow. Because I expect it to be the kind of same thing that we had with Forza Horizon 3, where we had, I think it was Storm Island or Blizzard Mountain or whatever it was, and then we had, I think it was the Hot Wheels one that came after it, which was obviously a bit more different in terms of racing than this kind of thing. So I'm hoping for that kind of thing, but as long as it's fun and enjoyable and offers new vehicles, I'm not really bothered. We've had several good vehicles in this expansion, and in fact we also got 10 million credits as well. That was a big bonus, really, because that in the end of the day allowed you to buy more things, more upgrades, more vehicles. So yeah, would be nice if we got more money in the next expansion, but I wouldn't expect, you know, them to give another 10 million or so away. But either way, it should be a good expansion. So yeah, let's get on to the next cross-country race. Right, so the final cross-country race on this expansion. So yeah, let's see what the Island Tour cross-country has in store for us. Hopefully it's a little bit of a longer race than the other one, because that was quite a small circuit. Well, it's a little bit stormy, that's for sure. Like how we're just ploughing over these winding roads. We don't need them. All the off-road capabilities you could have. Thread the needle through the building. Whee. One thing I was thinking over while trying to find out anything more about those rumours that Forza Motorsport 8 might not be out this year was that they should really do a Forza rally game. I know there's off-roading and rally cars and the like on this game, but I feel they could go a whole lot deeper into that kind of racing, you know, kind of genre. Think of it more like dirt rally, but with even better graphics and potentially even better physics, and maybe even a more wide-ranging car list. Because yeah, Forza has shown that they do games with in-depth car lists and all the physics and graphics you could ever ask for, but I've always felt like they would excel at a rally game, and that would give, you know, like the Forza Horizon series more breathing room to make a game for a longer period of time. The same with Forza Motorsport series, just breaks it up a little bit more. Unfortunately, we didn't get first place there because obviously I screwed up at one point. But you know, podium position is still a podium position nonetheless. So yeah. So yeah, I just think that a rally game done by the Forza guys would be a superb, you know, decision. To be honest. Right. So yeah, we're gonna go move on to the final 2 dirt races, and then we'll do the Leviathan. So yeah, see you when we get there. Right. So Northland Rally Trail. See if we can make up for that second place position before. One thing I hope that if the Forza Motorsport series is taking a bit of a longer break than 2 years, is that they put even more detail into the vehicles, because as it stands now, yeah, the cars on the surface look really good, the interiors on the surface look really good, but there's rather a limit to, you know, the detail that's there. You start to look at vehicles a bit closer, especially under the wheel arches of certain cars, or when they roll over, the detail is somewhat lacking. So I hope that they put more detail into that kind of stuff, into like the brakes and the suspension and all the underneath stuff, because that just has a bit more to it. And then I hope that you can do more with the interior when you know, you're either just driving around or in Forza Vista mode, or even something as simple as, you know, being able to put the convertible roof up and down. I mean, come on, you'll be able to do that in plenty of other games. I really don't see any reason why we couldn't do it in a racing game like this, or in the Forza Motorsport series. And then, you know, in terms of upgrades, do more with it as well. All the kind of vehicles that are available to drive. I've long said that cars should be able to be outfitted like, you know, in a showroom, where you have a options list. So you pick this engine or that engine, or this interior, or this body style, or, you know, like estate or coupe or convertible or anything like that. Just think it would make it a whole lot more interesting, because there's several kinds of vehicles out there that have really rather interesting variants that never just get a look in because they go for the more popular or the fastest version. And the fastest version of a vehicle is never necessarily the more interesting version, so yeah, I just wish they'd go for something like that. And I understand there are licensing issues that could come into that kind of thing, but, you know, work at it, negotiate it, because I feel like it would give a great sense of depth and detail to the game overall. But this is just me ranting. It's what I do if I was making these games, but I'm not the game maker after all, so yeah, what do I know? But yeah, let's just drive up to the final dirt race before we go to the Leviathan one. Where are we? I think it's just across the way, to be honest. Yeah, it's only up here. So yeah, I just wish to do that kind of thing, really. Because there's been a great many times when there's a vehicle that's coming in a car pack or on the car pass, where I thought, I do like that car, but I wish it was in this version or that version or something, or this engine, or was, you know, even maybe a right-hand drive version over a left-hand drive version, or, you know, just had something else about it, because cars these days have many options going for them, and I wouldn't expect every option to be in there for them, but, you know, just being able to choose between different body styles and different engines would be a great thing, because obviously there's estate versions of saloon cars and coupe versions of saloon cars and stuff like that. And granted, there are some vehicles on this game and previous Forza Motorsport games that have been different variants of different vehicles, but I think if they kept it under one vehicle, then that would, you know, leave room for other vehicles in general, really. Case in point is that we have I think in one Forza game we had the M6 V10 coupe, and also the M5 V10 Coupe. I'm not sure if it's this game or a previous Forza Motorsport game, but those could be under one version of the car. Granted, the M6 is technically a different vehicle, but you know, you could just have it under, you know, this generation of M5 or this generation of M6 or whatever. I just think it would make for a, like I said, more in-depth game. And obviously, when it comes to the upgrades, you could do all sorts of different things outside of what you can do now, especially in terms of visuals, because visual upgrading on this game and other Forza Motorsport games has been very limited. Sure, you can put a splitter on it and a rear spoiler on it to improve handling, and some occasions you can change bumpers and side skirts and stuff like that, but they're on a very limited amount of cars. And obviously there are only certain vehicles that have ever had additional body kits, but I bet there's a damn sight more out there than has been featured on these games. Yeah, that's just something I just wanted to get off my chest, really. Because I am kind of worried that Forza Motorsport 8 isn't going to come out this year. Because, you know, I've gotten used to a yearly rotation of Forza games ever since 2011, so, you know, kind of feel a little bit lost without a Forza game coming out in the final quarter or so of the year. Not so much worried about this channel, because, you know, as soon as I get the PC gaming aspect up and running, I'll have BeamNG Drive and Wreckfest and other games to try out. But, you know, just gotten so used to playing Forza games on this channel every year. There's been a new one ever since I started this channel and properly done videos on it. There's always been a Forza game there at some point. So it would be a little weird to get used to that, and we're far too large in terms of a vehicle for this kind of course. Yeah, we're massive off-road trucks and we're kind of struggling. Luckily there is a second lap. And it should widen up a little bit as soon as we get towards the finish line, but struggling for space. Looks like the Ford there has a bit better handling than me. Or maybe I'm just being a bit overzealous with the drifting. Yeah, I think I'm being a bit overzealous with the drifting. Fun race all this. I have always, ever since, you know, started playing this playthrough and found this part of the map, like this part of the map, because it's a really rather tight, twisting kind of rally course with cliff edges that can kill you in a moment's notice. And rocks that get in the way. Luckily they don't seem to have that much weight behind them. And everybody thought the Lamborghini LMW02 was a large vehicle. Nothing compared to this beast. Plows through everything. There is no tomorrow. This might make a suitable autocross circuit, to be honest. My only problem with the way that they do races on this game nowadays is obviously you have to have the AI there. Used to be able to just have go on a rivals map, on a rivals circuit or whatever, and just go on there and go against a ghost or whatever. But now you have to have driver tours or whatever else, because the rivals is set up to a specific type of vehicle or class or anything like that. It's just really rather annoying. But I'm sure if I gave it a minute like I do in the Extreme Off-Road Silly Build series, there'd be enough room between me and whoever's in front. Right, yeah, nonetheless, we're going to be going to the Leviathan and seeing what that has in store for us. So, yeah, it should be a pretty formidable race. Can't actually zoom out far enough to see how long it's going to be, but as you can see, it looks like it's going to at least be going around the part that we just went. So, yeah, I'll see you when we get there. Right, so here we are at the Leviathan, and I've chosen this Ford Fiesta rally car. So I'll just give you an overview of what it's now got. I've given it some upgrades to help it along. So yeah, it now has 754 horsepower and 666 pounds-feet of torque from a 1.6 litre inline-4 turbocharged engine. It only weighs 2,594 pounds. So yeah, I lightened it, gave it all that extra power, gave it better brakes, gave it wider front and rear tyres. And yeah, also lengthened the final drive gear ratio, so it now does 184 miles an hour, yeah, rather than 142, because that's all it could do in its original form. So yeah, it's not very useful when you might have straight lines to really rather long straight lines to deal with. So yeah, hopefully it's going to be good enough, because it is only one lap. We can't afford to mess it up all that much, really. So yeah, hopefully its straight line speed is better now, or at least useful enough. Because yeah, it was really rather useless originally. It got to its top speed incredibly quickly, but yeah, like I said, it wasn't all that high in the first place. So yeah, hopefully 184 will do.
One to go. Win this, and you are the island conqueror. They're not nearly as scary the second time around.
They are when you're dealing with dirt, mostly. What the ratio between dirt and tarmac is going to be, but we'll have to see. So yeah, I chose this because it is really rather light and nimble. It is also obviously a rally car and have all-wheel drive standard. So hopefully that'll stand me in good stead. For the moment, I'm struggling. Mostly because I got that corner wrong, but we should have plenty of time to catch up. That top speed is clearly helping. See daisy. Would have been sat at 142 if we'd have left it as it was. As you saw, we got more than 160, so that top speed is evidently going to come in handy. Just hope we haven't given it too much power to deal with, because yeah, most of the car is still stock. It's only the brakes, the weight and the tyres that have been improved. And again, the tyres have only been improved in terms of width, not in terms of any grip or anything like that. And suspension is obviously still the same. Anti-roll bars are the same. Because obviously a lot of this car is, you know, vastly upgraded over the standard version. Hoping we have the top speed over everyone else. We seem to be lacking a little bit of control though. Or I'm getting a little bit agitated, one or the other. So we're better on off-road than we are on the road. Sitting at a lonely 10th is not where I want to be. it's those walls and fences and everything else that just strips you of your speed and control. Massive jump. Yeah, this is a lot more fast-paced than the road racing long one, whatever it was called. So yeah, that kind of gets to me at times. I have the best reaction times ever. Concentrating on the cars in front of me rather than where the checkpoints are. It's not very useful at all. Did I miss that? Yes, I did. Goddamn checkpoints. At least we're in the top 5 now. I want that win. First place is not all that far ahead. Again, depends how long we've got left on this race. It's already been more than 3 minutes. Out the way, Peugeot. The RS200's up front. If they are, they're hardly a slow rally car. But it depends what upgrades they've given their vehicle. Because obviously now I'm upgraded, the driver's car's got upgraded. And unlike me, they weren't slow in terms of their top speed and stop form. They seem to be lacking in grip on road. So yeah, clearly this car's more at home on dirt than anywhere else. Which would be fine if it was a predominantly dirt race, but it isn't. It might be a dirt racing series race, but it still has tarmac sections. Luckily, unlike when we were down here in the Ram, we're a lot smaller. So, size shouldn't be a problem. Oops, sorry VW. You've kind of eaten the cliff wall there. And I've eaten a wall as well. That's karma. Oh, and again. Oh, thank God for rewinds, I say. First place is in sight. Come on, stop hitting. Oh, yeah. So, curse of the walls, really. They just love to drag you into their menacing, heavy ways. This is tense. I do apologise for all the rewinds. I know it's hardly a perfect racing technique, but they're there for a reason for fools like me. Nearly had a massive crash there, which would have happened if I didn't have rewinds. Come on, they're within spitting distance. Keep this oversteering rally car under control and we'll catch up. When you're drifting around that you lose speed and time. Might be very fun and exciting, but it's not quick. Understeer, understeer. The last place you want to understeer is on a part of a circuit like this. I think this is the final straight. Nope, thankfully. But we're coming up to the final corner. No, come back first place. Oh, we made it into second, but too little too late really. No, oh crap. Well, we got a podium position, would have got second if we hit it at the wall, and we would have got first if, you know, I knew the circuit obviously, but I don't because it's the first time doing it. And yeah, the car excels at the dirt part, but yeah, it's really rather slidey in the terms of the tarmac sections. It's really doesn't have the grip for on-road racing, which I guess shouldn't come as a surprise. It is a rally car, it is meant for rallying, but yeah, its lack of consistency on the tarmac is what killed it there. We obviously did claw it a little bit back on the final tarmac bit, but only because of having learned after the first tarmac bit on how bad and how much you need to control it. So yeah, I'm sure if I do it again I'll get first place, but I'm not going to waste your guys' time. I think third place should be enough to win it. Is that no? No. I think we might have to do it again, guys. Right, alright then. I'll do it again. Doesn't bother me. So it doesn't bore you guys to death. But we know what this car can and can't do now. Its weakness is the tarmac, but it excels on the dirt. Now you might be thinking, why don't you just go for a better car? Well, I know this car now, so I don't need to, you know, be in a car that I know now, rather than a car that I don't. Even if it might not be the best thing there. Someone I've got experience with now, so I may as well go for it. See what I mean about the RS200 though. Really rather quick in terms of straight line speed. Right, we're in a better position than we were at this point in the first attempt. And I underestimated how quick this car can turn on certain parts. Oh, Porsche has had an accident. Looked like he hit one of those walls that I had to deal with so many times in the previous attempt. Right, this car's arch nemesis, the tarmac. Yeah, look, as you can see, it's just sliding. It's either understeer or oversteer that it has to deal with, but it can also be at the same time. It just kills any of the performance that the car has going for it. And my cat is annoying me right at the inopportune moment. Tree. Why was the lag as well? clean on that jump that time round. Rocks and fences and everything getting in the way. I will do it this time. Shall not be defeated. Kind of struggling to gain on those two though. Where sometimes it feels like it has no grip at all on tarmac, and then it will suddenly find some, and you get all of a sudden so agile that you end up overcorrecting, which can be annoying. Yeah, we're doing far better than we were last time. We're still ailing around in 5th place at this point. I suspect the AI do not like this part of the map. They've slowed right now. Oh, the Ford crashed into a wall. Helpful for me, not helpful for him. I'm hitting the wall again. Not helpful for me. Subaru looks like it's all over the place. Come on, you're a rally car just like me. Should be struggling. Oh, well I am. Oh, I hate them goddamn things. That's the trouble with a lightweight car like this. Might make it nimble and, you know, agile and good in terms of handling. But when it comes up against something heavier than it, like a wall or a fence or rock or whatever, it gets dictated by those objects easily to the point where you lose control and go all over the place. And then or you get understeer in your vehicle and go through a fence. Not useful. So that Subaru's more at home on the tarmac than it was on the dirt. at least somewhat catching up, or at least keeping up. Oh dear, I hate that bit. So easy to get caught out by. No. Better on the brakes, better on the brakes. This Fiesta is not the car for this. We've improved the position, but yeah, to hell with it. I don't think the Fiesta's the vehicle for it at all. Just does not like the tarmac. It just struggles on it. It's weird. It's like it's on ice all of a sudden, whereas on dirt it's just got all the grip and the controllability in the world. So yeah, I'll leave it there. I'm not gonna go for a third time. I'll do it at my own time. But yeah, there we go. That's every race on this Fortune Island expansion. And obviously we've found all the treasure chests at least. Not really bothered with the PR or anything like PR stunts or anything like that. But there we go. So yeah, don't recommend trying this Fiesta out for that Leviathan. There is an achievement to actually get the Leviathan race in this car done in under 8 minutes. Not sure whether or not that's just under 8 minutes in general, or you have to win it and then get it under 8 minutes, because I did, I think, get it under 8 minutes. But yeah, it's a tricky so-and-so to drive around that Leviathan. Maybe it's the way I've set it up, maybe it's my driving or the car or a combination of all three, I don't know, but it is a bit tricky, to be honest. So yeah, we'll leave it at that for this playthrough though. It has been a fun playthrough. I have enjoyed this DLC really rather a lot, more so for the amount of credits I've been able to earn and the cars that have been featured in it. But the island itself has been fun, especially some of the races, and yeah, it does look rather good as well. So yeah, really do recommend getting it if you haven't already. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.